Yes, sir. This Abu coming to y'all live, man. Shit. I just want to talk about I did a quick little trip to Gambia. You know, I'm Gambian as you can see. Quick little trip to Gambia type shit. Went to go see family, my mom, my dad, you know, they was all out there. Some aunties, grandparents as well. Went also to Senegal. But I just want to talk about a topic, man. And this topic I feel like it be a lot of people be thinking about it, but they ain't really be knowing how to feel or even discussing it, right? So what's this topic? The topic is like when people go to Gambia, right, from overseas, it don't matter where you're from, let's say Europe or America or wherever you're from, as long as you don't live in Gambia permanently, if you just come there for a holiday, you're considered as a semester, right? Like a semester, like that's basically the word, right? And basically this term is often used, like I said, for damn near anybody that's coming to Gambia just on holiday, right? And basically what it means is you're there temporary and you have money, you come with wealth, or you come with money, right? Money to spend, obviously, right? And that already is a certain stereotype, right? Because certain things are expected of you, right? When you're a semester going to Gambia, they expect certain things, right? So the places you eat, whether it's the method of transportation that you're gonna use, if you got family, the gifts that you're gonna bring, or, you know, or what you're gonna give them, right? So all these things are expectations that is on your head as soon as you come in, right? And it's worse if you do have family there, right? I'm not talking about a tourist that has no family, just wants to visit Gambia, right? There is certain expectations, and I will talk about that, but I'm strictly here talking about if you are Gambian by native, you live abroad and you're going back to your homeland for vacation, right? You're considered a semester, and basically that comes with these expectations that I just mentioned, right? That you're gonna come with money, you're gonna come with gifts, you're gonna be spending, you're gonna be generous, and what you drive, what you wear, and how you move around the city all comes into play, right? So a topic that I want to talk about mostly, and I will talk about all these different topics, but I just think a topic that I really want to talk about primarily is like transportation, right? And all these are experiences from me, right? So all these are experiences from me myself, certain friends as well, but mostly from me, right? So the first topic obviously is transportation, right? This is a very big topic because people just expect that if you go abroad, right? So if I go to another country, so I live in Germany, right? Here I live here, I work here, I do everything here, right? I live in Germany. When I go to another European country or the States or whatever, right? I'm gonna use the transportation that they have, right? So whether if I'm in, I don't know, Italy, France, Amsterdam, wherever I am, I'm either going to use the trains, I might use the scooters. If I'm in Amsterdam, I might use the bicycles, I might use the bus, right? Like if I'm in, I don't know, if I'm in Venice, I was in Venice, I will use the boats as a mode of transportation, right? And that's basically what you do, right? You use the transportation that the country has available or that region has available, right? So this is a huge topic. You know, I was in Gambia, went to go visit my auntie, was going back home to go visit my parents, right, to go to their home. And at that point, to give a little bit of context, I was going alone, right? My parents do live there, you know, they got a nice car, nice house, all this good stuff, right? My dad drives a Range, the newest one. So yeah, my mom has a Benz and all that, right? But you know, they were using their car. I didn't want to bother them, so I was just like, you know what? Let me use the public transportation, right? Makes parking easier, and I don't need to worry about parking. I don't need to worry about anything else, and it's fairly cheap. It's very cheap actually, right? So I'm all dressed up, right? It's very clear that I don't live in Gambia, right? The way that I act, I am Gambian, but once you live away from the country for so many years, there is a big difference between someone who's living there and someone who's not. And I'm not talking about in terms of wealth or whatever, but it's just certain characteristics, right? So I'm there. It's very clear that people around me know, okay, he's here on holiday or he doesn't really live here. Although I can be Gambian and I can speak the local language, it's very clear and they differentiate very quickly what the situation is, right? So yeah, I would say I'm normally dressed, I'm normally dressed and stuff, waiting for the public transportation just like any other person, right? I get in, then I'm sitting next to this lady, right? And the lady just couldn't help herself, and she goes to me and she says, well, why why are you taking the public transportation, right? These are her these are I kid you not, these are her exact words, right? So why are you taking the public transportation, right? um in my head, right, so many things run through my head because I'm not expecting that question. I mean, I'm sitting there minding my business. I know where I'm going. I don't look lost, right? Maybe she felt sorry for me. She thought I was uncomfortable because, just to also give you context, right, the public transportation that I took in this particular case was a bus, right? So a public bus. It will be a public bus, right? Yes, it's very hot in there. Yes, it's very hectic. Yes, there's a lot of people at the same time seeing you. We're basically on top of each other. It's like if you ever went to India or you ever went to any other third world country where that is the situation, right? Right, it's hectic, but I'm not complaining. I know what it is, right? So I'm fairly in my own skin, right? But she couldn't help herself. She goes, why are you taking the public transportation, right? So natural instincts will be like, what is it to you, right? Like very basically cut the conversation off very short or rude or however. That's my natural instincts, right? Because I don't want to go into a chit chat about a very irrelevant question that you're asking me. But I go because today I don't have the car, right? So I'll be very honest, right? Which is true. My dad was using his, mom was using his, right? I don't have the car, right? So I said today I don't have the car. And then she goes, you could have taken a taxi, right? And have only you there and it will take you, right? I go, yes, but this mode of transportation is the cheapest one. And where I'm going is very close, right? So that's what I answer her. And then she goes, I didn't know that people like you also are concerned about the money, like the money, like basically saying you should have the money to either take a taxi that will take you there where you're supposed to go and all that, right? So I laugh it off, and then I go, yeah, of course. I mean, I can have the money but still have common sense to know that that this is cheaper and that it will do exactly what a taxi will do, and take me to where I'm going, right? I don't need to spend ridiculously for no reason, right? So I explained to her very calmly that yeah, I can't afford a taxi, but then I could also use my brain and save my money and go to where I'm gonna go, right? And then she goes, oh, fair enough, okay. And she goes, fair enough. Then we go into a conversation about whether I'm Gambian or not and where I'm going and this, that, and the third. All that's not important, right? But then as I am sitting down, I see that a lot of other people are looking at me, right? People are just looking at me now. They're not coming up to me to speak to, but they're looking at me. And I put two and two together and realize they're all thinking the same thing that the lady approached me about, which is basically, what is this guy doing in this situation with us, right? Like with us? Why is he basically in the trenches with us? It's hot here, it's crowded, there's a lot of pushing, you know, like, why is he taking the bus? He's clearly got means to either take a car or taxi or whatever. Like, why is he in the trenches with us, right? And then it just, as I'm off the bus, it just got me thinking, man. It just really got me thinking, to be like, if I was in another European country or even in the States on holiday and I took the taxi, dressed the way I'm dressed or whatever, or looking the way I'm looking, would anybody say a thing? And the answer to that will be no, right? The answer to that will be 100% not. Or if they will say a thing, they're going to say a thing based off of other things, whether they're being racist or I'm the only one taking the... But it wouldn't be because they assume that I'm too good to take a bus or to take a train or to take the bike or whatever, regardless of how I was dressed. In their head, their thought would not be, oh, he's too good to be taking the bicycle in Amsterdam. He's too good to be taking the boat in Venice. He's too good to be taking the bus in Italy or this, that, and the third, right? Or even walking, right? Like, so it just goes to my point in terms of how society in certain places view certain people, right? And like I said, back to what I said, right? My parents are very well off. Me, myself, I don't do badly myself. Yes, I could have ordered a taxi. Yes, I could have borrowed the car from my parents, right? Or two, I could have waited. Could have borrowed my auntie's car, but I didn't think twice. I wanted to go. There's a public transportation that they have available there, which is a bus, right? Amongst other things, it's the cheapest one and it does exactly the same. So why not take it, right? That was my thought process, very innocent going into it, right? I didn't have this pressure that, oh, I'm coming from abroad, I need to act or take a certain mode of transportation, I need to be a certain thing. I didn't have that never crossed my mind, because like I said, when I travel to other countries, that is not a factor. So why in my own homeland would that ever be a question? And that was basically my thought process, right? And especially, again, I'm born in Gambia, right? Not raised there, but I'm born in Gambia. I'm a native. I speak the local language. I feel I'm a part of the fabric. I'm a member of society there, although I don't live there, but I am a member of the society. I feel equal to anybody else, whether you're in a better financial position than me or worse financial position than me. It's very much irrelevant to me, and I will take and use basically the public transportation that are available to us as a whole, right? And that's basically it. And I wanted to basically emphasize on this point, because like I said, I feel like me amongst hundreds of other people that visit Gambia, don't be fooled into that, right? If you're there on holiday as well, you're gonna have your own budget, you're gonna have your own mentality or way of doing things, right? Don't fall into the stigma that, yeah, I'm coming from abroad, I need to be seen a certain way, I need to wear certain clothes, I need to wear branded clothes or whatever, right? Because this is what they expect for someone coming abroad on holiday. I need to eat at fancy foods. By the way, Gambia is, yes, our currency is very weak, but it's very, very, very expensive, right? It's very expensive. So don't be fooled. You'll be very silly to be fooled to have a certain lifestyle, right? Luckily for me, like I said, parents live there, got homes and stuff. I'm eating at home. I'm saving my bread. I do go out to eat, with my cousins and stuff like that. But it's not, we're not abusing it, right? It's not abusing it. You can still have a great time. And that's sorts, and don't be fooled into basically trying to impress people that don't even know you, or that you're not gonna basically ever see again, right? use the public transportation that they have available, whether it's a bus, whether it's the taxi, or you're even walking, right? It really doesn't matter. And for me, part of the reason why I wanted to actually use the bus, because they did ask me, hey, I'll just drop you off later. That's what my mom said. Or you can use the car. But I said no, because I wanted to experience that that jungle, if you will, of taking the bus, being like the locals, going to where I'm gonna go, see what they do on a regular basis, because I have options, maybe they don't, right? So it was also, a bit of an experience for me that I enjoyed very much. And since my dad encounter with that lady, I decided to also take the bus back home. So I took the bus twice that day, right? Just because it was irrelevant to me, right? So I think that's the message here, right? Don't get trapped into if you're in Gambia or any other place, to need to live a certain lifestyle for no reason, literally for no reason, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. It's your boy Abu coming to you live. Another topic that I, briefly just want to talk about, is changes, right? Basically, so it's still on that same topic about going back home. We out here, we living, right? Summertime or holidays, wintertime, we want to go back home. Me precisely, I like going back to Gambia. That's where I'm from, right? Go up there, visit family and stuff, cousins, aunties, parents, all that good stuff, grandparents, right? A lot of a topic that I want to talk about is for people that are going back home, right? Don't expect things to be like how they used to be, right? Now, what do I mean by that, right? So, we like going back home to visit family and stuff like that, cousins and stuff like that. What we seem to always forget is they're also living their own life, like how we live in our own life out here. So we might be on holiday, but they might not be on holiday when we get there. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of us that go back home, we kind of have an expectation like, okay, now we're here. Our cousins, our aunties, our like whoever, they gotta stop all their programs now to spend time and energy with us because we're here for a short time. But that's really not how the cookie crumbles. And that's really not how it should be. Because we are going there on holiday, right? They are not on holiday. They got appointments. They got work. They got other people that they need to see. They got other things that they need to do. This, that, and the third, right? So we cannot be selfish enough to think like, okay, now that I'm in town, whether I'm in town for 2 weeks or 1 month, like, okay, so-and-so needs to now make some time for me. They need to, yes, they should try. Okay, if it works out, it does work out. If it don't, you got to be the bigger person and understand that's just how the situation is, right? So for me, for example, when I went back home this time, I didn't see much of my cousins. I didn't see much of my aunties, right? Part of this is because, one, I was busy moving around with my parents that I haven't seen for a while. But number two, they're also busy. Some of them are married off with children, so they got to cater for their children. You know what I mean? They gotta do other things now, right? Auntie, same thing. They might be working, and things of that nature. But you can't take it personal, man. You can't take it personal, because how it used to be when we was kids is not how it used to be today. When we was kids, we was all kids. We ain't got no work. We ain't got no responsibilities. We ain't got no holidays or school. All we had was school. So when school closed, once you come back home, when school closed from abroad, everybody got time. Everybody happy to see you. Late nights, chatting, all this. But as we grow older, responsibilities, people are doing other things, married, family, kids, work. You can't expect your cousin that you used to chop it up with till 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning to keep doing that at this age. He ain't got the time. You got to wake up early. He got family. He got a wife. He got to do this, that, and the third. or you can't expect that one cousin or that one nephew, that used to drive you around to keep driving you around. He ain't got time. Now he working. Or that one cousin that you used to go to the club with to now be going to a club with you till 6 in the morning. He can't do it. He got work at 7. You feel me? So it's like, times have changed, man. You're growing. You got your own responsibilities. So now imagine one of your cousins came over to you to visit you. You ain't got time. So why are we also expecting them to break their back for us when we're on holiday? That's just another topic I want to bring up because, like I said, man, it worked both ways, and I'm seeing a lot of times where it's like, oh, my homies go back home, they're like, man, I didn't even see my family. I didn't spend as much time with my cousin as I used to when we was kids. He ain't got time for me. No, it's like, nah, it ain't even that. Times have changed. He grown. He's got his own responsibilities. He got to put food on the plate for his family. He got mouths to feed. You know what I mean? He might not even have that much time for you no more. And you just got to respect that. You know what I mean? As long as y'all hearing each other on the phone, y'all in a good space over the phone. If y'all were meant to see physically, it's gonna happen. Yeah, man, it's your boy Abu coming to you live. You feel me? I just wanted to touch up on a topic, that maybe a lot of us, Yeah, man. It's your boy Abu coming to you live. Another topic that I, briefly just want